Hey guys, I hope that you're having a wonderful day. I was having so much fun filming my last video that I thought that I would film another one. So yeah, I'm sorry for the background. I'm in my family's back house and it's like not the best to look at, but this is kind of like what I have to work with right now, so thanks for bearing with me. The story that I am going to tell today is my experience dating a fuckboy. Right? That's like the big term these days for guys that are players, I guess. And I've dated a few of them in my time. There's one that definitely stands out that would probably be the most recent. So yeah, if you want to hear my fuckboy story, then please keep watching. So I initially met this guy on Plenty of Fish. It's a dating site that people use in order to meet other people, and it's pretty popular. I think I've seen like commercials for it on TV and stuff. Like it's advertised pretty well. And I met him when I was going to school down south in Santa Barbara. So I had just moved down there. I didn't know anybody. And I literally didn't know anybody. I had no family down there. I had no friends down there. And I just wanted to meet people because, you know, that sucks. Nobody wants to be by themselves all the time. Like, you want to hang out with people. And I thought that I would check out the dating scene. So I made a profile on Plenty of Fish, and I ended up seeing this guy. I guess I should make like a code name for him or something. What's a good name for him? Let's call him Raptor. Okay. So I saw Raptor on the dating site, and I thought that, you know what, it's funny because I saw him at first and I like wasn't super attracted to him, so like I kind of like skipped over him, but then like I like went back and I was like, well, you know, you never know, like this, you know, he could be a great guy. So I think I sent him a message. I think I was like, oh, like, you're a cutie pie or something like that, I don't know. And I think I liked his profile so that I like winked at him. That's how it works. Sorry, I haven't been on POF in a while. But yeah, so we started messaging each other, and that night he sent me his phone number and we started texting. I really liked how he was like super witty, and like he seemed like he was like a really sweet guy. Seemed, right? And he seemed like a nice guy, so I was like, yeah, like I think I would want to meet him in real life. And he was super, super persistent about meeting. Like, he wanted to meet, I think he wanted to meet like the next day, or like, it was like very fast. Like, he wanted to move like really fast. And like at the time, I wasn't able to meet him right away because I was visiting my family in the Bay Area. So, but he was like very persistent. And he was like texting me like, and I remember he texted me saying like, oh, well, let's hang out when you get back from the Bay Area. Like, let's hang out tonight. And that's like a 7-hour drive for me. So I was like not having it. I was like, well, maybe we can wait, you know, like I'm probably going to be really tired. And like, he was just really persistent. He was like, well, what about tomorrow? And I was like, I remember writing and like saying like, wow, you're persistent, aren't we? Or something like that. And he was just like, I don't know, like he just agreed that like he wanted to meet up really like right away. So he was the one that was initially texting me like all the time, and like he would send me like all of these photos of himself, and yeah, I mean, it was nice to like finally have somebody to talk to, because like I didn't really have anybody down there, as I said, so it was like really, it it came at a good time for me. Um, so we ended up meeting, probably like a week after we started talking, and we went on this date where we went to the beach. And well, I met him on campus first because like he was finishing up with studies or something. And then like we went on his motorcycle and we went to the nearest beach, which is super close because the campus is like literally right like next to the shore. It's like right next to the ocean. You can see it from campus. It's really nice. So we went down there and we brought the wine, and I think he had a blanket. Maybe we used his sweater, but like we laid something down like on the sand and we were just laying there and we were talking, and he seemed nice enough. But I remember initially like when I first met him, we were like walking to his bike and he like put his arm around me, and I remember thinking, I don't like this. This is weird. Like I don't know him. Like I don't like being touched. Like within the first minute of meeting somebody, like it's just weird. So like I just remember like feeling like really awkward. And so we went down to the beach and we were like laying on the sand and we were talking, and he was telling me about his family and telling me about like what his goals and aspirations were, and I told him about what I wanted to do and like what I was looking for, and he seemed like he was definitely on the same page. And while we were like on the beach, he like leaned forward and like we ended up kissing. I don't know if we made out or not. We might have made out right then and there, but who even knows. So we definitely did kiss. And then like I remember on the way back up, like because we finished the wine, so we were like, should we get more? Like maybe we should get more. And we decided that we were going to get more. We finished an entire bottle and we still wanted more. That's a good start. So we went back up to the bike, and I remember like he like went and grabbed my hand, and I was like, oh, like hand holding or like something like that, because like I was just kind of like, well, that's fast. And then like he let go really fast, and I was like, oh, well, never mind. But yeah, so we ended up going on his bike and we went to the nearest store, which was like super close to my apartment, like literally like a minute away. Like you could walk there super quickly. And we picked up another bottle, and then we went back to my place, and we wanted to go to the hot tubs. Well, I think that I'm the one that wanted to go, but they were closed at the time. It was probably like midnight or something, and so we like went to the backyard, and he ended up like scaling the fence and like opening the gate, and so like we went over to the hot tub, and we just like sat in there and we're talking, and we're drinking our wine, and I like ran back into my house to grab something and came back, and like he was standing outside of the hot tub, and he was like completely nude. Like he had taken off his pants, and like I was just like well, he didn't have his pants on when he was in the hot tub, but like I don't know, he like got out and like he just wasn't like wearing anything, and I was like, this is weird, like this is moving kind of fast. So I didn't really know what to make of that. I was just like, okay. So, but at the time I was drunk, so I was like, whatever, like I'm just gonna get in. So I did. I got into the hot tub, and we actually ended up hooking up in the hot tub because he was like really aggressive about it, and like he like, I don't want to say that he took advantage, but like he definitely like knew, I mean, he knew I was inebriated, and I mean, I don't know, he was drunk too, so I guess it's whatever. I mean, I don't, it happened, it's fine. So the next day I started noticing that he like wasn't texting me back right away. And he stayed the night that night, by the way. He stayed the night, and then he left the next day, his bike, and like went to school. And I took my car to school. Or maybe I rode with him. I don't know. It like all like jumbles together, all the memories, all the drunken memories, right? Um, but yeah, somehow we got to campus. And then I remember like looking at my phone and being like, is he gonna text me? Like, I don't know, like he hasn't really texted me today. And that was weird because like he normally would always like, I mean, we'd only been talking for a week, granted, but like he would like be very good about texting me fairly often. So I was like, okay, well I haven't really heard from him. And then like when I did eventually hear from him, it wasn't like, I don't know. It definitely didn't seem like how he had acted before. So I was just kind of like, okay, well, I didn't know what to make of it. But eventually he texted me like later, like in the evening, and he wanted to hang out again. And I told him like no, because like I had a lot of things that I needed to do for school. And he didn't like that. Like he was just like, oh, well, like let's just hang out for a few minutes. And I was like, no, like I have things to do. And like when you're like going to meet with somebody that you're like interested in, like there's such a process of getting ready, like doing your hair, doing your makeup, like so I like didn't want to have to like put all that time aside in order to like prepare to see him because I had so much to do that day. So I was like, no, like I'd rather just do it like later this week. And like he was not happy about that. But you know, whatever. And so we ended up hanging out. We hung out like after that, we hung out fairly often and like we eventually agreed that like we were going to be exclusive. And I'm sorry if this story's kind of jumbled. It's like it's hard for me to like recollect in exactly what order things happened. So like I'm trying to just like go off of like the main events that happened. I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, like it quickly became me texting him more than him texting me. And like sometimes we would go days without talking just because like he would never reply to me. And like I was very sad about that because I really liked him. And you know, I ended up like falling in love with this guy. And I was like he was like definitely like all that I thought about. And like I cared so much about him. And like I wanted to be around him and I wanted to like hear from him. And like not getting that from him was so like hurtful for me. Like I didn't know what to do. Like I didn't know if I should like change something about myself in order for him to be more interested in me. And I did so much to like change the way I looked. Like I was blonde when I moved down there and I dyed my hair dark. Like I went like blackish red. I got a bunch of piercings. I stopped tanning because he told me that like he didn't like darker skin tones, which is awful. I was like super like taken aback by that. I was like, what? Like I don't even like consider myself to be dark, but like he thought that I was too dark. So that was interesting. And then like slowly but surely he started to kind of hint that he didn't think that I was thin enough. It's just like a reoccurring theme in my life. I don't know. The guys I date are just scumbags, apparently, and that's all they care about. But he was like, well, I normally date girls that are like twigs. He was like, I like when girls are like 100 pounds. Like he just like made it like he described a girl that was like so far from me that I was like why is he still like dating me? And like it was definitely a red flag for me, but at the time I was like, well, he cares about me. And but he didn't. But yeah, so like I put a lot of time and energy into this guy that like didn't reciprocate. And it was a very painful time for me. I was super depressed. Like I remember like being in my room like crying all the time, and like I would like cry on the way to school because like I just didn't know what to do, and like I felt like just so worthless and I didn't feel good enough, and I felt like, you know, if I can't have him, then like I'm just like I'm gonna give up. Like I didn't want to have to deal with another heartbreak because like and that is like one of the main reasons why like I held on for so long, because like I just knew, and in the back of my mind I think that I knew that like it was probably going to end and that, you know, we weren't right for each other, but like I was in denial. I was in denial for a long time. Yeah, so we dated for about 9 months. he would rarely, like, if we would go out in public, like, he wouldn't, like, really like to, like, hold my hand. It was just, there were a lot of red flags that I just, like, overlooked. So, his birthday rolls around, and I wanted to do something really big for him. And so I like went above and beyond, and like he had shown me, because like he would like go online like on his computer, because he would bring it over to my house. By the way, I like never went to his house once, another red flag. But like he would come over to my house and he'd be on his computer, and I remember him like looking up leather bags that he wanted, and they were expensive. They were like almost $400, and like there was one that he was like really like adamant about getting, and he was like, I'm gonna get this like when I finish with school, like this is gonna be great for work. And I like took mental notes of it, because I was like, well, his birthday's coming up and I really want to surprise him. Sorry if my dog's being loud, he's like scratching on the couch. But so like when his birthday rolled around, I like found the website that it was on. I had to like look up, like I didn't remember what the website name was, so it like took me forever to find it, but I eventually found it, and I found the exact bag that he wanted, and I ordered it, and it came in the mail. And so for his birthday, he came over and I gave him the bag, and he was really excited, and like I went out and got him like a birthday cake made out of cupcakes. And it's so sad looking back, like it's just like, oh my God, like like embarrassing. And like I went to Michael's and I bought like all these crafts and like made him like a personalized card. God, so many things I would tell myself if I could go back in time. So yeah, anyways, yeah, so I did all of these things for him, and I just like really went out of my way for him, and he like he never did the same for me. Like he really didn't. And oh, I didn't even mention on Valentine's Day, because Valentine's Day came before his birthday. He didn't text me the whole day. I wanted to see him that day, and I didn't. He actually ended up spending the night with another girl who he had made plans with, apparently. So she came into town, and yeah, I never heard from him. So that was really, really, really heartbreaking for me. And I remember when I confronted him about it, because I was like, well, there's no way that he didn't do anything for Valentine's Day. Like, he must have done something, right? So like I was like, well, you're probably with somebody. Like, why would you not text me? And so he admitted to it, and he told me that he was. And then like I broke down and I started crying, and he was like saying like, no, like I'm not gonna give up on you, like all this stuff, like all the right things to say, right, to like make me not leave him, basically. So yeah, that was not nice. That was not good. And then so his birthday passed, and so we were graduating soon. And I remember he like texted me like, I think it was the day before graduation or like 2 days before, and he was like, can you do me a favor? Because we were graduating on the same day at the same time. And he like asked me to like not like go up to him on graduation day, because like he was already stressed out enough like having his family in town, which even at the time I was like, okay, well that's bullshit. Like he just doesn't like want to introduce me or whatever. It's fine. So yeah, I mean, what finally like ended things between us like officially was that I was on, like I had court at like 7, it was like 7:30 in the morning that I had it, so I had to leave my house really, really early, and I left it like probably like 6:45, like close to 7, and I stopped at the gas station. Chance of fate, I just happened to stop at the gas station, and as I'm parked there about to get out of my car and go get gas, I see him roll by on his bike with a girl on the back. And like I can't even describe the emotion of having seen him just like pass by with somebody else. Like, I mean, it definitely made me feel like I just would never be good enough, and that I just wasn't enough for him. And I felt like he just didn't care about me, and that like, I mean, it sucked. It sucked. It really sucked. And I texted him like right then and there, and I was like, what did I say? I think I was like, oh, well, that, I guess it makes sense now, or something like that. And he texted me back like a question mark. And I didn't text him back. And then like eventually like he ended up coming over. This was probably like a week or two later. And we like talked about, he like admitted to it. He admitted that he was with another girl. And it was just, it was bad, man. It was so bad. Like dating him was like the worst experience I've ever had with dating people. And I've dated people that have been abusive, as you know, and I've dated people that have just like been horrible, horrible people. But like the fact that like he played me for so long and that I was like so like emotionally invested into him, like that was just the worst. It was the worst for me, and I was heartbroken for a really, really long time. It like we broke up in I guess it would be June, because that's when the graduation was. So we broke up in June, and it's December now. Yeah, so it's taken me about half a year to get over him. Like it's been tough, and like while like I don't see him anymore, like he's texted me, like I have him on Snapchat, and so like he sent me like just the worst snaps that like any ex would ever want to get. Like he sent me snaps of him having sex with another girl, like literally in the act of having sex with her. He's just like he fucks with your mind. Like he definitely does. He like will send me texts saying that like he loves me and he misses me, and that like when he comes into town, like he wants to hang out, and it's like it's just never gonna stop with him. Like I've realized that like he's just not, he doesn't like care about anybody but himself, and it's taken me it took me like over a year to figure it out, and it sucked. It made my college experience shitty. You know, when I think about Santa Barbara and I think about the times that I spent there, like there's definitely like a dark cloud over that whole time frame. Yeah. So yeah, that was my experience dating a fuckboy. Got cheated on a lot, got lied to a lot, you know, looked past it so many times, and eventually like when it was right in front of my face and I could no longer look past it, I had to come to terms. And I think that moving on has been the best thing for me. I'm currently dating somebody new right now, and he's really great, so hopefully, you know, it stays that way. But yeah, thank you for watching my story, my fuckboy story. I will be posting more videos very soon, because I feel like I'm on like a video like hype right now. Like I just want to like make as many as possible. It's fun. I don't know. I like making like the thumbnails and like just the whole process of it. So it's really fun. Anyways, thank you guys again, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. What?